How's everyone doing? Hope you're well. I'm here in my kitchen preparing for my trip to go see my sister and my brother, and I'm making some body butters for my sister. So cleaning the beakers and all my measuring stuff to prep for making the body butters. I think I'm gonna make her a lavender rose body butter. I think that's what I'm gonna do. During the lockdown, I took classes on how to formulate organic skincare products, and I opened up an online shop called House of Adua, and I sell body butters, lip balms, lip tints, face oils, oil-based or butter-based skincare products. Basically all products without water in them. And since my mom died, I just closed down the shop. I wanted to like reassess my life, and so I think I'll open back up at some point, but at the moment it's still not available for sale for the public. I'm making some body butter for my sister, and I'm just thinking about people. You can't save someone who does not want to be saved. You cannot save anyone who does not want to be saved. No matter how much you want to try, no matter how much of a good intention you have, if somebody does not want to be saved, you cannot save them. Period. I don't care. You know, even when you're about to fly and they give you all the safety instructions, it says that you wear your oxygen mask first before you even before you take care of your child. So let alone a grown adult. And this makes me think of White Lotus. Have you seen that show? There is a character called Chelsea in season 3 who is in a relationship with a guy called Rick, and Rick he has all this anger and pent up trauma from his past, which is understandably because he had a very traumatic upbringing, but he's like in his 50s now, and he's still dealing with the aftermath of that trauma. And Chelsea is coming to his life saying, I'm going to cure you, I'm going to make sure you're okay, I'm going to go wherever you go, you cannot get rid of me, I'm going to basically save you. And in the end, we know what happened, if you've seen it. Like, Chelsea lost her life. People lose their lives trying to save other people instead of saving themselves first. That's what I'm thinking about as I'm making these body butters. Here's the thing though, if you are a person who's always taking care of everyone else, putting yourself last, it's going to take a while for you to really learn how to put yourself first. It's going to take a complete mind shift. And it doesn't mean you're selfish, because that's another thing. It's like getting over the hump of the guilt. Like, oh, if I'm not putting everyone else first, I feel guilty. Or for some people, it's maintaining that God complex of I take care of everyone, and they take pride in that, which is cool, but not at your own detriment, if you see what I mean. So put yourself first, and also you cannot save anyone who does not want to be saved. Like, you can help, and helping means that if somebody comes to you and says, can you help me carry this box, and it's a box that the two of you can carry, how would you feel if the person just leaves you to carry it and can you help me, and they just walk off and you can't carry it yourself and you're struggling to carry it just so that you can prove a point that, yeah, I'm strong, I can do it. There's only so much you can take, right? So I've measured, let me bring you closer. So I've measured out all the stuff that I need. First of all is the butters. So this is unrefined shea butter and a little bit of mango butter. So the unrefined shea butter is 33%, and the mango butter is 5%. And that's because for mango butter, if you don't know what you're doing, it can get really tricky. It's one of my favorite butters, but if you don't melt it down at the same temperature, so if you melt it down and if it doesn't cool down at the same temperature as the refined shea butter, your body butter is going to be grainy, so it will feel more like a body scrub, like it would have grains in it. So if you're using mango butter and it's grainy, that's why. It's because it hasn't cooled down at the same temperature. So your shea butter cools down quicker than the mango butter. I'm not sure what the boiling point is, but it's something to do with the boiling point. So what I do is that once I melt it down and I want it to cool down, I continue to stir as it cools down. And if I'm making a big batch, I put it in my fridge to cool down, so everything cools down at the same time, at the same temperature. See what I mean? And then this is my rice bran rice. One of my favorite oils, in that it's not like olive oil or coconut oil where your body is just like, where it's quite heavy. This is a very light oil and it absorbs very gently into your skin. It's not very heavy, as I said. You won't feel like you're weighed down by the oil. Rice bran oil is also very good for your hair. So if you find access to a cold pressed rice bran oil, go for it. And that is at 50%. So 50% of rice bran oil. So the whole thing I'm making is 400 grams. So this is 200 grams of rice bran oil. And this is a combination, this is my secret ingredient. A combination of vegetable glycerin and vitamin E oil. So that golden color at the very top is vitamin E oil, and at the bottom is glycerin. Glycerin makes your body butter really fluffy. It just does something to it that I haven't found in all the other body butters on the market, and you can quote me on that. I'll let you know once my shop is up and running, so you can try some. But that's that. What else? Did I say the percentage of this? So the glycerin is at 10%, and the rice bran and the vitamin E oil is 1%. Also in this is the essential oils, lavender and rose, and the two of them together is at 1%. I know we all like to smell really good, but some of these essential oils, because they're potent, can actually hurt you. So you have to be careful of the percentage. You can't just be putting very potent oils directly onto your skin. It needs to be diluted with a base oil. And so I use, for all my body butters, the essential oils are usually 1%. So even if you've got sensitive skin, my body butter will be good for you. And so I bring them all together and I'll mix them up into a lovely, lovely butter for my sister. Also, another trick is when you are melting your body butter, don't put it in I don't use the microwave to melt my body butter. I use a hot water bath. So that means you put it in your beaker as it is, as so. You put it in your beaker as so, and then you fill a pot with water, and then you place this in the water so that it gently melts it down. It makes a whole lot of difference, because you don't want to burn your oil. You want it to melt. You don't want to burn it. You're not frying plantain, you're not frying dodo. You are melting down butter. I'll show you once it's all done, but the crux and the point of the thoughts that are going through my head is that you can't really save anyone who does not want to be saved. You have to save yourself first, okay? Remember what I said about making sure that your mango butter and your unrefined shea butter all melt together at the same temperature, just so that your body butter doesn't come out grainy. So what I do before I melt the butters with the oil is that I set aside a portion of the oil with the glycerin and the vitamin E oil and the essential oils. I set that aside, and when the mixture that I have melted is cooling down, I then pour this mixture into the mixture. This is because you don't want your essential oils to burn, so you don't melt it with all the butters together. When this is cooling down or almost cooled down to a certain temperature, then you pour this mixture into it and continue to stir as you pour the oils, the essential oils, the glycerin and the vitamin E oil into your melted butters and oils. Hope that makes sense. Then I'll allow this mixture to cool down some more, and then what I then do is put it in the freezer or put it in the fridge to cool down even more. I will come back when it's out of the freezer to show you. So I've left it in the freezer for this long, where the texture or the consistency is more like a gel-like consistency. Then I start to whip it. At this point, you can see that it's starting to thicken. Then I'll leave it to set for a few hours. By the time I come to this tomorrow morning, it'll be ready to go. Or probably later this evening, in a few hours, it'll be ready to pack up. I'll show you. A few hours later. Yep, that's my House of Adwa label on the pots. I didn't want to dip my finger in the batch that I'm gifting my sister, so I just sampled from what's left from this batch, and you can see how lovely it looks on my skin. It's not heavy. It's actually a very light body butter. It sinks deeply into your skin. It looks lovely. It looks healthy, all oiled up. Thank you for watching.